Welcome, Billionaire. Time for your reprogramming. Before you were even born, a man named Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying the mental patterns of the world's most powerful millionaires. People who came from nothing, who failed 1,000 times. People who were betrayed, humiliated, laughed at, but still rose to build empires that today hold up the world economy. Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison. They weren't gods. They were human just like you. The only difference? They decided there was no plan B. There was only the path to success, and failure was just another stop on the way. And you, what have you done with your pain? Have you cried over it, or have you used it as fuel? Today, to continue your reprogramming towards success, I bring you what ignited every one of them. The 10 most brutal lessons of Napoleon Hill. If you don't apply them, prepare to spend the next few years asking why your life isn't changing. Lesson number 10. Most people are ready to quit at the first sign of defeat, and they never realize failure is just a temporary trick. Hill discovered that most people quit, not because the path was impossible, but because it stopped being comfortable. Want to know why your business didn't work? Because the first time a client ghosted you, you thought you were bad at sales. When your partner left you, you believed you weren't enough. When the doctor gave you bad news, you said, "That's just who I am," instead of, "I'll change it all." Your problem wasn't rejection. Your problem was using rejection as an excuse to stop fighting. Want to know who truly had every right to quit? The people Hill studied. Men who were broke, bankrupt, emotionally shattered. But they didn't quit, and that's why you read their names in history books today. Now tell me, who remembers the ones who gave up? No one. They told you your business wasn't profitable, and you ran back to the job you hate instead of trying again. You were paying off your debts, but when the results were slow, you went back to buying things you couldn't afford just to calm your end-of-month anxiety. Your family said, "Stop dreaming, find something safe." And like a good, obedient child, you killed your purpose because you were afraid to disappoint them. You started working out, but when you didn't lose weight in a week, you gave up and went back to your comfort zone. You tried to change your toxic circle, but when you lost friends, you went back to being surrounded by mediocre people because you feared being alone. How many times have you walked back into your mental prison simply because the responsibility of freedom was too uncomfortable? Let's end this now. Wherever you are, take a moment for yourself and close your eyes. Now remember the last time you failed. Feel that moment. How did you feel? Frustrated? Weak? Like it wasn't worth trying again? Yes, I know. That feeling of emptiness that made you want to give it all up. But stay there one more second. And now picture yourself right there, standing up, feeling stronger. Not because it didn't hurt, but because now you know exactly where you failed. See yourself trying again, but this time with pain turned into hunger, rage turned into fire, and sadness turned into gasoline. The only difference between your defeated self and your billionaire self is what you choose to do when pain shows up. Now, take a deep breath and picture yourself doing it again. This time, no one can stop you. And remember, every time you gave up, someone else picked up the opportunity you left lying on the floor. Lesson number 9. If you don't conquer your fears, they will conquer your destiny. Hill saw it in every millionaire he studied. Fear doesn't disappear. You face it, or it owns your life. Your fears have already written chapters of your story. The fear of failure kept you from starting. The fear of rejection kept you silent when you should have spoken. The fear of losing stopped you from ever investing in yourself. Your fear is like a thief living rent-free in your mind. And you've let it stay there comfortably unchallenged. Want proof? When When you were offered a leadership role and said, "I'm not ready," even though you knew it was your chance. When you let go of an incredible person because you feared they would hurt you like others did before. When you had the opportunity to move to another country, but stayed where you were, too scared to be alone or to fail. When a business idea sparks your imagination, but you wait for something 100% safe. How long has your fear made you a smiling slave? Let's confront this now. Close your eyes and picture your fear. Shape it. Give it a face. Is it big, dark, behind you, yelling or whispering? Now picture yourself turning your back on it, running away, like you've done so many times. See it. This is how you've been living. But now, see yourself facing it. It won't disappear, but you're going to push it aside and walk forward, even if your whole body shakes. And from today on, fear no longer has power over you. If you don't conquer your fears, they'll write your future with the ink of failure. Lesson number 8. Your excuses don't impress life. Your results do. Let's be clear. Life doesn't reward you because you had a rough childhood. It doesn't feel sorry for you because your parents didn't support you. Hill said, "The universe only responds to results." Your tears won't pay your bills. Your complaints won't build your empire. How many more years will you keep repeating the same sad story to justify why you're still stuck where you are? You keep saying you won't start a business because you don't have capital, but you buy unnecessary stuff every month. You blame the system, but you haven't even taken the time to finish one book that could teach you how to escape it. You talk about your potential, but deep down you know you're giving less than 10% of what you could. Life doesn't pay for your good intentions. It pays for what you execute. Now, picture yourself today, sitting there, justifying why you haven't moved forward. Hear the excuses you repeat every single day, the same ones, over and over. Aren't you tired of your voice yet? Time to reprogram, billionaire. Let's change the scene. See yourself showing results, watching your bank account reflect what was once only a dream, getting recognition not because you cried, but because you acted. Today you can keep justifying your mediocrity or start building your empire, but you can't do both. The world owes you nothing for what you suffered. It owes you everything for what you build, starting now. Lesson number 7. Those who don't dare to think for themselves will spend their lives building someone else's dream. Hill was clear. Most people work 8, 10, 12 hours a day and settle for a paycheck so someone else can achieve their dream. And you? Are you thinking for yourself or just doing what they told you was the safe path? Are you working to build your mental empire or your bosses, your partners, your families, or societies? You're still choosing a career you hate because your family told you it was the right thing. You're stuck in a job you despise just because you're afraid of being broke for a month. You watch others build their brands while you scroll their content from the comfort of your couch. When you die, what do you want people to say about you? That was a great employee, or they own their story. Picture this. You walking into an office you hate every single day, following orders, living for Fridays, dreading Mondays. Now, picture this instead. You take the risk. You start your business, your brand, your voice, your mission. You feel the fear, but also the freedom of finally owning your life. Yes, billionaire. Today, you can stop being the mental employee of others and become the silent architect of your empire. Remember, every day you refuse to think for yourself, you feed someone else's empire, while your dream starves to death. Lesson number 6. Weak desires produce weak results. Want to know why you haven't achieved your dreams? Because you only want them when it's easy, when you're motivated, when people cheer you on. But when exhaustion, rejection, and silence arrive, your desire dies like a candle in the wind. Napoleon Hill didn't talk about wanting. He spoke of desiring, like someone drowning and gasping for air. Is your desire a roar or a whisper no one hears? You say you want financial freedom, but you can't sacrifice your weekends. You say you want a healthy body, but when fast food shows up, your willpower collapses. You talk about starting your business, but every time it gets hard, you hide behind, "This isn't the right moment." Life doesn't reward those who desire. It rewards those willing to die trying. Now, imagine your biggest dream. Can you see it? Now imagine that if you don't achieve it this year, you lose it forever. Feel the panic, feel the pain. Is that enough to move you now, or will you keep waiting another year? If your desire isn't big enough to burn inside you, it'll never be big enough to move your life forward. Final truth: weak desire, weak life. There's no other equation. Lesson number 5. Poverty is a disease of the mind, not the wallet. Your bank account is only a mirror of your mind. If your thoughts are small, scarce, and fearful, the money you make will disappear. Poverty isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of vision, faith, and action. How many more times are you going to ask for abundant results while living with a poverty mindset? Look at your actions. Do you act from scarcity or abundance? Let me give you a few brutal examples. You get a little extra cash and blow it on instant pleasure because your mind isn't programmed to build wealth. You keep saying, "I can't afford it," when you should be asking, "How can I create it?" You see rich people as evil and the poor as victims, so you justify staying in your comfort zone. You're not poor because of your salary. You're poor because of the mindset you refuse to change. Now imagine earning more money than ever before, but still feeling just as empty inside. What's the point of having bills in your wallet if your mind stays bankrupt? Now, picture yourself reprogramming every scarcity thought into one of possibility. You don't need more money, you need a better mindset. Final truth: it's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you believe you can build with what you already have. Remember, mental poverty isn't cured with money, it requires an inner transformation. Lesson number 4. Action is the bridge between desire and results. Hill was brutally clear. It doesn't matter how badly you want something if you do nothing about it. You dream, but you build nothing. Tell me, billionaire, is your life full of intentions or full of results? You read about investing but never invest. You watch motivational videos but don't apply even 5% of what you hear. You've had a goals list for 3 years and you're still waiting for the universe to give you a sign. Do you know what builds empires? The uncomfortable decisions you make when no one is clapping for you. Now, imagine a vast space between what you want and what you have. You can't reach it. It feels impossible. Now, picture yourself building a bridge, step by step, and even if you don't see the end yet, you keep walking. Final truth: dreams without action are graves disguised as hope. Lesson number 3. The fear of what others think is the silent graveyard of millions of dreams. Do you have any idea how many mental empires died before they were born, simply because of one stupid comment? Hill discovered this. Millions lived their entire lives trying to please mediocre people and died broke and full of regret. You're afraid your family will criticize you, your friends will call you crazy, and your co-workers will say you think you're better than them. Are you going to let people who never achieved their goals decide whether you pursue yours? You knew that business idea was going to work, but you didn't launch it because you were embarrassed they'd see you selling on Instagram. You didn't speak about your passion because your coworkers might laugh at you. You didn't change your circle of friends because you feared being alone and losing likes. Do you prefer the approval of mentally poor people or the uncomfortable silence of someone quietly building an empire? Close your eyes. Listen to what your future self would say about you today. I had so much potential, but I never dared to go further. And that's why I stayed stuck in the same place. Now, picture yourself taking the risk. You failed, they criticized you, they mocked you, but you got back up. And now you've built something that inspires others. What do you want your future self to feel? Pride or regret? Final truth. Will you die as just another person who never bothered anyone? Or will you live as the one who broke the rules and changed their world? Lesson number 2. If you don't program your mind to win, the world will program it to lose. Your mind is a battlefield. If you don't defend it every day, the world will take it over by force. Social media, the news, negative people, mediocre friends, they're already programming your brain while you do nothing. Every day you don't program your success, someone else installs a mental virus in your system. Today, you are exactly where you are because of the mental software you allowed others to install in you. And one day, you'll wake up at 30, 40, 50 years old and realize you spent your life trying to meet others' expectations, trying to please everyone, but never truly satisfying yourself. You made decisions others would have made. You married the person others thought you should marry. You took the job they said was the safe choice. They chose your hobbies, your food, and your future. You never decided. It was other people's fears that decided your life. Now, picture your mind like a computer, full of pop-ups, fear messages, and corrupted files implanted by others. Now visualize yourself clearing every limiting belief and reprogramming it with the mindset of those who build empires. From today on, you are the programmer of your own life. Final truth. If you don't program your mind, someone else's fears will rule it for you. Lesson number 1. The final blow. Thought is the most powerful force in the universe, and you use it to worry. Hill said it clearly. God, the universe, energy, whatever you call it, gave you the most powerful weapon in existence, your thoughts. And you used them to imagine tragedies, build excuses, and feed your nightmares. Do you realize this? You could be building empires, but you use your mind to create anxiety. You've spent years obsessing over what could go wrong, but never imagined what could go right. You planned perfect excuses, but never perfect solutions. You visualized 1,000 ways to fail, but never spent time strategizing how to win. Your mind is the most powerful engine on Earth, and you've left it stuck in reverse. Stop where you are. Think of every moment you let fear and doubt flood your mind before you even started something that mattered. How many times did you imagine defeat before taking the first step? Is that what you want to keep projecting? Now, picture every negative thought as a brick trapping you. Now break them, one by one, until the light finally gets in, and you begin to build with thoughts of greatness. You are either the architect of the hell you live in, or the builder of the paradise you haven't yet discovered. Final sentence. The universe gave you the most potent weapon in the world, and you've used it over and over to shoot yourself. If any of these truths shook your soul, don't walk away the same. Write in the comments the phrase that hit you the hardest. Let others read it, so they don't stay asleep like you were before this video. This is not the end of your reprogramming. Each week, we bring you the brutal lessons the great mentors left behind, so people like you wake up, take action, and stop waiting for the perfect moment. Subscribe, come back, and share this with someone still postponing their life. Because if today you don't do something different, tomorrow you'll wake up exactly like yesterday. Without wealth, without purpose, without direction. The question is simple, billionaire. Are you going to keep planning excuses? Or will you finally decide to reprogram your mind and win?